Okay. So now it's set. Now we'll move to the further. So with the last class, I hope that flow control statements over. Correct? Flow controls. So that was completed. So internal flow of flow control statements. And next, you know, types of flow control statements. Almost with a good programming, we did. So conditional statements, conditional statements. Next is called what? Looping statements, as well as what? Transfer flow statements. And combined examples on all these things completed. And inner loops also completed with all those things. Different levels of codes was completed. Different levels of coding techniques was completed. Now it's a time to see to move to the another topic, that is functions. I'm going to talk. Another topic I'm going to talk about the functions. So let me talk about functions. But students are very less, so we can't do anything else. Functions in Python we are going to discuss now. And the students are very less, not even 10% in the offline. So online also same thing. Online also same thing. So very less students are there. So shall we start the class? So now I'm going to talk about index. So because we cannot wait for the students who went for holidays. Because when we start waiting that smoothie side, why are you sitting that side daily? Now here, when we started waiting like that, they'll be taking their own holidays. We are not responsible here. Yes, Rakesh. So you're offline student attending from online. Okay, good. Good student. So now I'm going for functions in Python. Now I'm going to introduce index. So here, first we'll go for purpose of purpose of functions. Why functions here? Why functions? What is the purpose of functions? Next, we'll talk about types of languages. Types of languages, we will talk about it. So, types of languages, there I will talk about. There I will talk about number one, unstructured programming languages. Unstructured, unstructured programming languages. Programming languages. Second one, we'll go for it. Structured programming languages. Unstructured and then structured programming languages. We'll talk about the differences between those things. And next, we'll talk about parts of functions. Parts of functions. Next, we'll talk about phases in functions. Phases in functions. Next, we'll talk about advantages of functions. Here, I will write it. Advantages. Very, very important. Advantages of functions. Okay. Next, we'll talk about it. Syntax for defining. Syntax for defining functions in Python. Syntax for defining functions in Python. Very, very important. And next we'll talk about number of approaches to define functions. Number of approaches to define functions. And next followed by programming examples. This is comes under the first stage of the coding. So with this, you will completely satisfy what I mean by functions. This is the first level, first layer in the topic of functions. Next, I would like to move to the another area. Second level, I am talking about. Second level, parameters, parameters and arguments. Parameters and arguments. We are discussing types of arguments. Types of arguments. Types of arguments. There we will talk about first one, positional arguments. Positional arguments. Second one, we will talk about it. default arguments. Default arguments. Third one we will talk about keyword arguments. Keyword arguments. Fourth one we'll talk about variable length arguments. Variable length arguments. Fifth one we'll talk about keyword variable length arguments. Keyword variable length arguments. We'll talk about it. And followed by every mechanism programming examples we will discuss. Programming example. This is second level. And no teacher will explain this second level part. And even in many of the websites also, this you will not find. Very, very important. Second level concept it is. Third level concept we are talking about it. Local and global variables. Local and global variables. So, local and global variables. We'll talk about programming examples on that area. Next, we'll talk about global keyword. Very, very important. There we'll talk about programming examples. Right. Next, we'll talk about globals function. These are all called globals function, followed by programming examples. This is the third area we are going to talk. Next, we'll talk about comprehension technique. Comprehension techniques. Comprehension techniques. There we'll talk about list comprehension. List comprehension. And next we'll talk about third one we'll talk about. Second one we'll talk about set comprehension. And the third one we'll talk about dict comprehension. And the fourth one, tuple comprehension, which is not there, students. Not there. Not there. But we'll show you programmatically how to get the tuple comprehension. Followed by, in every moment of it, programming examples we will talk. In every moment of it, programming examples we will talk. So this is related to the comprehension technique. Next, working with anonymous functions. Anonymous functions. Anonymous or lambda functions. Lambda functions. Working with lambda functions. Next, implementation of anonymous or lambda functions. So how we implement it, followed by various programming examples. Various programming examples. Next we will talk about it. Next we will talk about it. After finishing this, there's another level. Next we'll talk about it. Special functions in Python. Special functions. Special functions in Python. There we'll talk about it. Filter function. Filter function with normal and anonymous functions. Filter function with normal and anonymous functions. We are going to see both of them. Second one we'll talk about it. Map function with a normal and anonymous function. And the third one we'll talk about it. Reduce function. Reduce function with a normal and anonymous functions. Followed by programming examples. Programming examples we'll talk about it. This is related to the special functions in Python and the complete meaning of it. So see number of levels. First level, second, third, fourth, and fifth and sixth levels of concepts will be present in the functions concept. Very, very important, students. This part I'm going to start. So I'll save this now for students. These are very important. And let's go to that 9 a.m. I'll create a new folder, functions here. Functions here. Under that, I'll take it one notes. As a part of that, I'm talking about index of functions. Index of functions we will talk. This is what I'm going to discuss in the classroom. So let me move to the further. What is the need of the functions and all those things I want to talk about it. So before entering into this functions part, I'm going to talk about types of languages. Types of languages I'm going to talk. This part I'm going to enter into the discussion first. Types of languages. There I'm going to write it. There I'm going to write it. How many types of languages are there? Carefully try to listen. We have two types of programming languages, students. One is called what? Structured, and one more is called unstructured programming languages. One is structured, and one more is called what? Unstructured programming languages. So, what is meant by unstructured and what is meant by structured? I want to give you complete clarity now. So, let's start with unstructured programming languages. What is the drawback of it? My intention is to tell about what is the need of functions concept here. So, structured, next unstructured. I'll go for both structured and unstructured. So, carefully watch it. Here I'm writing structured and unstructured. I'm going to talk about it. What do you mean by that? Here I'm writing examples. Examples I'm going to write it. GW basic. GW basic is an example of what? Unstructured programming languages. Under the example of structured, you take it directly. Python is an example of structured. C is an example of structured. Java is an example of structured. C Sharp.net is an example of structured. Almost all the programming languages which are available nowadays, all of them belongs to what? Structured only. And the GW basic is only the example with a very oldest language belongs to what? Unstructured. Sir, what is the meaning of learning this area here? Now I am going to enter into this. Unstructured programming languages, even you don't know, even I don't know the meaning of it. One day I have seen structure of GW basic, where we come to know its difficulties. Unstructured programming languages, very, very important statement, I am writing it, does not contain, does not contain functions concept, does not contain functions concept, does not contain functions concept, does not contain functions concept. Sir, what exactly the meaning of function that we will start with? So that, so that unstructured programming languages gets the following limitations. Unstructured programming languages gets the following unstructured programming languages and the related applications gets the following limitations, gets the following limitations limitations. So what are those limitations? One by one I want to write it. First try to understand meaning of function. Meaning of function. So let me give you meaning of function. Beginning days only I said meaning of function. Take an example. Suppose you take, once again I am repeating, you take a mobile. So you are asking your friend, is this function is working or not? Is this functioning, is this mobile is functioning or not? What do you mean by functioning? Remove the cap. Why are you wearing the cap? Remove. Are you new student? Huh? Now listen. So here I'm going to talk about it. Here we are going to talk about it. We are talking. Is this mobile is functioning or not? Functioning means what? What do you mean by functioning? Operating. Operating. Or performing some task. Or performing some activity. Performing some activity is called what? Function. You take an example of what? Print. Print off is one of the function. What is an activity of print? It will display the result. What is the ID of which will display the memory ID, memory address of the object? Next is called what? Type of. Type of is called what? Which will display the data type of object. So here I am writing it. So many functions we learned so far. Print of, id of, next is called a type of, pin of, next is called oct of, next is called hex of, next is called so many number of things. So many number of things we have done. Int of, float of, bool of. These are all called what? Complex of. Next is called str of. These are all called what? Etc. So many number of functions we learned so far. Some hundreds of functions we learned so far in the class. These are all called what? Functions. Each function is doing what? Its own operation. So functions are used for what? Functions are used for what? Performing certain operation. Performing certain operation or performing certain task. What is the task of print of? Displays the output. What is the task of id of? It will display the memory address of the object. What is the type of? It will display the type of the object. Pin of also. Everything will be having its own task. How do you represent the function name? Any variable name having this parenthesis, that is known as what name? Function name we can call. So what is the use of function? Come on. What is the use of function? Performing certain operation or performing certain type of task. So inside the function, we will write some sort of block of statements. To display this output, they have written some piece of code inside. Idea of some piece of code is written. Type of, they have written some piece of code. Pin of is doing what? Converting other numbers values into binary or not. Internally, they have written some piece of code. So the piece of code is written inside of where? Functions to perform certain type of what? Task or operation. Any type of operation you want to perform, you have to use which concept? Function. Suppose you want to sleep by yourself. What you will do? Sleep off. Sleep off. What is the sleep off? Is called function name. Next is called what are you doing? Listen. You are listening the class. Listen off. It is called what? Functioning. You are performing certain type of what? Operation. Plus, it will do some more thing also. What is the some more thing? After 2 minutes, I will write it. Functions are used for performing certain task. Plus, it will perform some sort of another thing also. From now onwards, remember it. When function is coming, it is meant for what? Performing certain operation. Very, very important, students. The total life of the Python student is with functions. In C language, you take it, functions concept is available. Nobody taught to you any functions concept in C language. Even if anybody knows, that is called a completely blunder. And I'm telling you, complete concept of what here? Functions. The name of the functions itself, you see, such a great content I'm giving it. Try to follow carefully. So I'm going to enter into the function. First meaning you tell me, what is the purpose of functions? Performing certain operation, performing certain task. These are all called what? Different type of predefined functions. Each function is performing certain task or not, certain activity is performing. Okay, go to that now. Our code here. Unstructured programming language you take, students. Unstructured programming language. Here, my task is very simple, students. My task is my task is very simple. Take, consider all of you. I have I have 100 team members are there with me. 100 team members. 100 team members are available with me. I have 100 team members with me, with me. So careful, students. All the 100 team members, all 100 team members want to perform addition of two numbers. Simple example I am taking. Addition of two numbers. Addition of two numbers a task they want to perform. This is called a task. You just look into that. That to this addition of two numbers a task is called what? Common for how many? 100 members. Unfortunately, to perform the task of these things, There is no concept of functions in which language? You need to spell out. Then only you can understand. Because people are very less. Whether I want to cancel the class, actually, I'm not canceling it. Because if you don't spell out, you will not understand. Once again, I'm requesting you, spell out. Unstructured programming languages does not contain the concept of what? Functions. So that all the 100 team members want to perform the concept of addition of two numbers, which is a common task for all of them. To perform such common task, there is no concept of what? Functions. So what is the root required for these people? Since there is no concept of functions, what these team members are doing, all these members are doing like this. So SE1, students in online, carefully follow. SE1.py, he is writing the code as like this. A is equal to int of input of input of writing here, enter enter first value, enter first value. So I'm taking enter second value, enter second value, going to take it. B I'm taking. Next I'm going to take it, enter. Of course, now I need to do it. C is equal to what I'm doing, A plus B. Print off what I'm writing here. First value. First value I'm going to do is equal to comma A I'm writing. Next second value also I'm writing. I'm writing next B value I will print it. Second value this is B value I'm writing it. Next is called what print of what I'm doing. Sum is equal to I'm writing here called what C. So this is the task. This is the code written by the first programmer. This is a code written. Group of statements are written, and this is common task for how many people? 100 team members. So SE2, SE2, so on SE100. All these software engineers are expecting one small property from the unstructured programming. What is that unstructured programming expecting here? Reusability of the code. Already he has written the code for adding two numbers. They are expecting to reuse the code by what? How many people? The rest of the 99 members. So that rest of the 99 members are expecting how to reuse the code. Because already one programmer has written the code. Once the code was already present, they want to reuse the code. Why they want to reuse? Because the same task they don't want to define again and again. Such a reusability is not provided by the unstructured programming languages. Unstructured programming languages are not providing which concept? Because they are not containing which concept? Functions. So who will provide the reusability? Actually, functions will provide. Such a reuse functions concept is not there in which languages? Unstructured. Obviously, what is not coming? Reusability is not there. So functions are meant for which purpose? Performing the operation plus provides what? Code reusability. Provides what? Code reusability. It's a very, very important. The total concept of this says what? What is the purpose of functions? Why functions are that much important in every language? You learn JavaScript, HTML, anything you learn it, functions are present there that are meant for performing some task plus provides what? Code reusability. What do you mean by code reusability? Somebody has developed the code already. We are getting it without writing the code for it. Print. I'm just reusing it. I'm not writing the code for what? Print related function. I'm getting ID. I'm getting the ID directly. I'm not going to write the code for ID. Type of. I'm not writing the code for type of. I'm directly getting it. Pin off. Also, I'm not getting. I'm directly getting I'm reusing it. Such a reusability is not there in where? Unstructured programming languages. Tell me, what is the purpose of first function? You tell me. Purpose of function is performing certain operation and a task whose related code you are writing the code whose related code reusable by what? Other part of the program, other part of the project, I can use it. The meaning of what? Code reusability. This is compulsory, student. You have to remember. If you don't remember, I can't do anything else. What is the purpose of functions? The purpose of functions is to provide performing certain operation and provides code reusability. That is the purpose of function. Finished. Such a functions concept not there in where, then what SC2 will do? What SC2 will do? Again, he will write the same code again. He will write the same code again, students. They will write the same code again. SC2.py. Same code he will write again. Again, like that, you imagine how many people are writing like that? 100 people are writing the same code again and again. For writing one code, taking how many minutes of time? For example, 3 minutes of time taking for defining this code. For for executing this code, take how much? For example, 3 minutes of time for development, developing the code, developing the code, developing the code, and takes 2 minutes of time to execute. 2 minutes of time to execute. Then imagine, simply tell me, 3 minutes of time to develop. How many people are writing the same code? 100. 100 into 3, how many? 300. Unnecessarily they are wasting or not? What is the first drawback? Come on, students. Number one, application development time. Application development time is more or not? Where? Unstructured. Okay. Next, what is taking? I wrote 6 lines, and then how many lines of code I wrote it? 6 lines of code is written, students. 6 lines of code is written. 1 minute, ma. I'll give some clarity here. 3 minutes for development of this because I wrote 6 lines of code. For example, 6 lines of code is written. 6 lines of code written by how many people? 100 people has written it. Is it not called taking more space? More space. Application takes what? More memory space. More memory space is taken. Why? When I go for integrating this entire code, it takes a lot of time to execute also. Why? 6 lines of code, 100 people are integrating the project. Same code is available 600 times. That is going to be a drawback. So here, application execution time, application execution time is more. Next, more memory space, more execution time. Definitely takes what time? What performance? Application takes more memory space. Application takes more execution time. And performance is called what here? Application performance. Application performance is degraded. Degraded. Are you getting me? More space, more time is nothing but what? Performance is degraded. Good. Next, see, students, since I wrote the same lines of code 100 times, you have written the conversion of each code into value convert into int. Somebody asked me, sir, I want complex numbers to add. What we will do? 100 times. Everybody has to change this code, correct or not? Is it takes a lot of time or not? That means why I am changing every time? If it is written 100 times, 100 times I need to change my code. Some places changed, some places not changed. It will give you the wrong result or not? That means what should I do? Redundancy of the code. Redundancy. Redundancy means what? Duplication. Duplication. Or we can call it as what? Replication of the code. Replication of the code is replication. I will write. Redundancy means what? Duplication or replication of the code is more. These are the drawbacks of what? Unstructured programming languages because it does not contain which concept? Functions concept. I hope you are following me. So Coming to the point of it, online students, I hope you are following me. I hope you are following me. So going very slow only, my dear student. So because you are coming after the holidays, I know you are going to be need to read the notes before coming to the class. Need to be careful. So next I'm going to enter into the structured programming languages. In structured programming languages, what is my interest here? In structured programming languages, we have the concept called what? Functions. In structured programming languages, we have the concept called functions. In structured programming languages, we have structured programming languages contains contains which concept? Functions. So that unstructured structured programming languages related applications gets the following advantages. Gets the following advantages. Following advantages, I'm going to write it. Advantages. Advantages. What are those advantages? I'm just writing here. I think you're following me. So before going to that advantages, I want to take the same task. Same task I'm going to take up. This is the one I'm carrying here. How simple it is. Very easy. So the examples are what? These kind of examples will be here. I'll try to put it here. So we are belongs to Python students here. We are belongs to Python student. Main focus is here. Main focus is here. So I have 100 team members. All the 100 team members require what? Addition of two numbers. What I will do as a software engineer, as a team leader, do you know? As a team leader, I will define the same thing. I'll define the same thing. See, students, I'll carry this now. Here I'm going to write it. Coming to this place, here I'm writing se1.py. Here I wrote the code. As an se1.py, I am going to write this code under where? Under which concept? Functions. This part, today I'm going to use it. Direct syntax here. What is that? Def. What is the def? Keyword to define the functions. These are the functions already defined by whom? Guido van Rossum in Python software. These are all called which functions, ma? These are all called predefined functions. They are all called predefined functions. Also called as what? Built-in functions. Built-in functions. These are available in where? Python software. Python softwares. Are you following me? Similarly, today I want to define my own function. Why I am defining my own function? To give my team members as reusability purpose. So I will define def is a keyword. Take the name of the function. What is the name of the function? Take any name on your own which gives some meaning. Some OP of. What is the keyword I'm using? Def. What is the def? Keyword. Used for defining programmer defined functions. Take the variable name of. You need to write double brace and you need to write what? Colon. Whatever you have written it. That is going to be indentation or not? Simple. Functions are very simple. Total logic development is there up to flow of control. Later, I'm going to explain about all enhancements in the Python programming. This is called what now? Function definition. This part is called a function definition. Here I'm going to write it. This part is called a function definition. I'll tell you that. Still more in that, I will go for it. Function definition. Once function definition is finished, what you will do? SE2 is coming now. SE2 SE2 is the next person who is coming. What he is doing? He is not writing the same code. He is saying what? Simply, how you call the print statement in your program? Printf of. He will simply say what? Some OP of. This is known as what? Function call. Function call. Once you call the function, PVM will go to where? PVM will go to where? Definition. It will execute. Now your SE2 is getting execution. Enter the first value. He will enter the value according to the need of what? SE2. SE2 will enter the value of second value, and he will get the result what input is given by what? SE2. Are you following me? Simple. My dear student, what is this is called? Function call. What is this is called? Function definition. Very good. Online students, be careful. SE2 over SE3. What SE3 doing, mom? What SE3 is doing? He also want to write the addition of two numbers. Will he write the same 6 lines of code again? No. He will simply say what? Call. Reuse the code. Function call is nothing but what you know, student. Reusability. Guttpettukolladi. Reusability. Reusability is called what? Reusing my code. Are you getting me? The code was already defined. I am not defining 6 lines of code here. I am not wasting 3 minutes of time. I am not wasting my total execution time again and again. Just a some OP function call. What he is doing again? He is also not writing the same code. He is just saying what? What SE2 has done, SE3 also doing the same. Getting me? So what is an advantage here you are getting, students? So on, come on now. So on, I will go on writing. Hundreds of students are writing. So some 100.py also writing the same code. So tell me, function definition defined how many times? One time. How many times they are calling? N number of times they are calling. Is it not called reusability? How many times written? One time. How many times they are calling again and again? So during their calling, are they writing the same lines of code again? No. Are they wasting the memory space here? No. How many times out of 100 people? All 100 people are getting the output. What is their choice of input? They are entering and getting that. Suppose if all of them are interested in where? Complex numbers. Simply I will go for what? SE1 will do what? Go for what? Complex. And I will do what? Complex here. How many times I changed it? One time only I changed it. But is all the people are getting the output or not? So is it not called reducing the redundancy of the code or not? So I am not writing the same code since I written only one time. One time if I change it, it is reflecting to all the people's function call. Is it clear or not? So what is the use of functions in Python? What is the use of functions in C language, Java, Python, .NET? Anywhere in the total industry meant for performing the operation and provides what? Code reusability. What do you mean by code reusability? Somebody was already developed it. We are getting the same code as it is without we are redefining it. That is known as what? Code reusability. These are very, very important, students. And one thing, these functions are going to be these functions after that. Functions, I'm going to take it almost 6 days. I'm going to explain. Functions extension is called a module, students. Modules. Modules concept 2 days I will take it because functions concept is going to be as it is coming into where? Modules. Actually, 2 days not enough. 2 days is more. Actually, in the module, everything is called what? Function. Function will have some small limitation. That limitation I am going to eliminate by using what? Modules. So plus packages concept is there. Extension of modules is called what? Packages. Extension of packages, I'm going to get it. One day I'm going to talk. Why? Inside the packages, who will present? Inside the modules, who will present? Because beginning only we learned. A module is a collection of global variables, functions, that is called a data members, functions, and the class names. What are the class names? Don't worry about it. First concentration is on functions. This I will discuss all the way. 6 days I will explain. Even one more day extra I may be taking. Because that functions, if you know very well, modules are going to be dead easy. I hope you are following me. So students, come to the point about modules and packages here. Purpose of functions and your understanding. And I hope that you people are understanding what is the purpose of function. Tell me what is the purpose of function here? To perform certain operation or task and provides code reusability. Okay. So function will be defined how many times? Huh? One time. Defining how many times? One time. How many times you are calling? N number of times. Functions are meant for performing what? Operation. Operation and provides code reusable. To perform some operation, what you will ask? Input, no? Yes or no? Input. Function will take what? Input. Next, what it will do? It will process and gives result or not. That are called phases in functions. Phases. Spell out phases. What are the functions? Phases. Number one, takes input. Number two, performs operation. Number three, displays the result. చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఉంది కదా. It's very simple. Every function will take what? Input. Input. Functions are meant for performing what? Operation. Simple, students. You want to withdraw the money. Withdraw. Withdraw is called what? Operation. Withdraw is an operation function. It will take what? Withdraw amount will be taken or not. This is called what? Input. It will process or not. What it will do? It will check the withdraw amount with your existing balance. If it is less than the existing balance, then it will be given to you. And you will be getting, this is called processing, and it will give the output or not. So functions takes how many? Functions will have three phases. Number one is called what? Taking input. Number two is called what? Performing process. Number two, giving always what? Output. Understand this point? So functions are meant for what? Operation. To do any operation, what is required? Input is required. That input to be processed. But after processing, you need to give the result or not. That result is called what? Result of our problem. So from now onwards, every problem solving logic to be defined inside the function. Sir, without defining the function, if I define the logic, what will happen? It is not possible to use. It is not possible to. That's why we will write the code of ours inside of what? Function. So that I can reuse it into next part of my project. Understood? Suppose you take our flow controls, while loop, if else statement, match case statement, you have written some code or not. That code I cannot reuse today. Why? There is no concept of function. We have written like an unstructured code you have written. To make it as a structured code, write that code inside of where? Functions. So that functions will provide what? Code reusability. So from now onwards, any problem you want to solve, the problem has to be solved with respect to functions. Same, inside the function, you will carry the flow control statements once again only. Very, very simple. Are you following me? So how many phases are there in functions? Three. Number one, every function takes input. Every function will process the input. Every function will give the output. Suppose you are there. So for example, you are there. You are called a function student. You are called a function. For example, what you will take every day? Input you will take or not? That is a breakfast, lunch, and then dinner. You will take or not? That is called what? Input. Why do you take this input? Generally, why do you take breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Why do you take? Hmm? Come on, why do you take breakfast, lunch, or dinner? So this breakfast, lunch, or dinner, oh, they are saying, Naresh is saying survival, Yunus is saying for energy. Okay, good answer. So your body will process it, your body will digest it, and send it to all organs and creates energy. Okay, processed it. After that, energy is coming. What you are doing with that energy? Performing some operation. What are you performing? Need to read the notes and doing something else. So if you don't give your input to your body, what will happen? It cannot do any operation now. That's why any type of function is coming for you. You have to take compulsory input and need to process it and need to give the results. That is what is going to be called as number of approaches to define functions. I'm going to talk. Very, very solid examples I'll give you. So that's why first I'm covering the concept here. Are you able to follow me? Right. What are the advantages you are getting from my example here? Since I defined here, everybody is calling. What is this sum of OP, sum of OP? These things are called what? Function calls. What is this is known as here? Function definition. Function definition exists how many times? Come on. Only once. Function calls can exist how many? Many times. That's why write once, call anywhere. Slogan of functions is what? Write once, call anywhere. Are you able to follow me? Very simple. Students, now coming to the point back, after understanding that, you have to go for functions will contain two parts. Phases over. I think you understood the phases. Functions contains two parts. What is this part is called? Function definition. What are these parts are called? Function calls. Understood? Suppose sum OP 100, SC 100 dot PY, writing sub OP of. What is this is called? Function call. Function call is calling another function call. Every function call will go to where? Function definition. But do you have the definition for sub OP? Come on. No. You will get what? Name error will come. What you will get it? Name error. Why name error? Because there is no definition at all. Once you have the definition, you can call it. Once you don't have the definition, how can you call it? Yes or no? So that will give you which error. So what is the relation between function call and then function definition? Every function call compulsory need what? Function definition. Otherwise you will get what? Name error. Simple example, students. Take an example. Mathematics example, you take it. Do you know mathematics? Hmm? Come on. Yes, you know. So, who knows mathematics? Raise your hands. Mathematics. In mathematics, there is a concept of what? Functions. In mathematics, there is a concept of what? Functions. In fifth class, sixth class, seventh class, this concept is there. Eighth class, ninth class, 10th class also there. Intermediate MPC, if you are there, you used to get MSET level, JE mains level, IIT level functions also will be there. But that much is not enough. Ninth class functions, if you know, you will do wonders. Look at that now carefully. Consider, I'm writing, consider the following. I'm writing here f of x comma y is equal to x plus y. Seriously, I'm going to discuss this mathematics and I'm going to define the syntax directly. Calculate, calculate. I'm giving a mathematics problem. Calculate point number one, first bit f of 4 comma 5. Second bit I'm talking f of minus 5 comma minus 6. Third bit I'm talking f of 10 comma minus 20. These are the things we have. Tell me now, if you carefully follow me, now this is my question. What is the answer of this? Come on, 9. What is the answer of this? Come on, minus 11. What is the answer of this? Minus 10. This is an answers. And if you know mathematics, what is this f of 4 comma 5? How you got 9? When you say f of 4 comma 5, your mind control will go to this place. X contains 4, y contains 5. 4 plus 5 is called 9. 9 is returning back. If you don't know that, you are waste. If you don't know this concept, you are waste. If you know, then you are useful. At least if you don't know school days mathematics, you are waste. Better take rest. So this is f of minus 5 comma what? Minus 6. It will go to this place. X contains minus 5, y contains minus 6. Minus 5 minus 6 is comes under minus 11, will be given back. Next I'm going to take up f of 10 comma minus 20. It will go to this place. X contains 10, y contains minus 20. 10 minus 20 is called a minus 10. Minus 10 is returning. These things are called, this part is called function definition. Function definition. Consider the following. This is known as function definition. These three things are called what? Function calls. Here, these things 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 2 comma 3 are called what? Function definitions. Function calls. Sorry, function calls. Tell me, f of 4 comma 5, it will go to this place. F of 5 comma minus 6, go to this place. F of 10 comma minus 20, go to this place. It was defined how many times? One time. Defined only once. Defined only once. And this function calls are how many? Many. This function calls are many. These are many. These are many. This is called what? Only once it is defined. I hope you are following me. Right, students. What is the output of this? 9. What is the output of this? Minus 11. What is the output of this? Minus 10. Now, students, now I'm asking fourth one. G of 4 comma 6. G of 4 comma 6. What could be the answer? Name error. Why name error? Because you have a function call, but there is no definition. You have a function call, but there is no definition. G is not defined. It is an error. One more time. H of x comma y comma z is equal to x plus y plus z. X comma y comma z, x plus y plus z. It is called what here? Function definition. Function definition. Here function definition. This function definition defined once only, but the function definition h of xyz is not executing here. Why? Nobody is calling that. Are you following me? So function definition will execute through what? Function calls only. Function definition will execute through function calls only. This is a function call for f of xy. This is a function call for f of xy. This is a function call for f of xy. And this is a function call. There is no definition for it. It is a name error. H of x comma y comma z will not execute because nobody is calling it. It's just a defined it. Anybody is interested, they can call for performing sum of three numbers. Are you able to follow me? So every function call must contain what? Function definition. Otherwise, you will get what error? Name error. One more point is function definition voluntarily will not execute by itself. Function definition will execute through what? Function calls only. It will not execute by itself. It is executed through what only? Function calls. Very, very important. Are you able to follow me? So now I'm going to talk about it. What is this F is? What is this line is called? Quick. What is the line? This line which I am highlighting is called function. Good. What is this F is called? Only F. Function name. Function. What is this entire line is called? Function call. What is this simply F is called? Yes. What is this 4 5 only called? Only 4 5. Input. Input. For your input called 4 5, you are getting the addition called 9. For minus 5 minus 6 input, second person is getting the output called minus 11. For the next persons are getting 10 minus 20, he is getting minus 10 is an answer. So what is 4 5 minus 5 minus 6 10 minus 20 are called? Come on. Inputs they are called. They are called inputs. So every function will take what? Input. Yes, input is coming from where? Function call. Going to the definition or not? In the definition, I'm going to hold the input in where? X and then what? Y. In the function definition, I'm taking two variables here to hold two inputs which are coming from function call. This X and Y are called formal parameters. Spell out. Formal parameters. These are also called as formal arguments. These are also called as a dummy parameters. These are also called as a dummy arguments. Are you able to follow? What is this XY are called? Formal parameters used in where? Function definition for holding what? input coming from function call. Getting my point? What is this X, Y are called after all variables. Today we are using to hold the input coming from function call. They are called what? Formal parameters. So when the function call is sending the values to hold my input, I will write what? Formal parameters. The formal parameters as written here, which is holding 4 and 5. Next, equal to x plus y. This x plus y is called what? Logic. Which logic? To process my input, I need to write some logic or not? That logic is called what? Function processing logic. Whatever the input is coming, that I am using this x plus y or x minus y or x star y, whatever the logic you have, I will write that. This x plus y is called what? Function processing logic or solution for the given problem. That solution is executed and gives the result back to the function call once again. To give the result of the function definition to the function call, we use a keyword called what? Return. That I will explain separately. Because this I was mentioned in where? Transfer flow statements or not. I said I will explain inside the functions concept. Right now, don't worry about the return. Are you able to follow? What is this F is called? All of you. I'm talking about the function definition now. What is this F is called? Function name. What is this XY called? Formal parameters. Why formal parameters are required? To hold the inputs coming from where? Function call. What is this x plus y? Function processing logic. Function processing logic. That function processing logic executed and gives the result. Tell me, students, once again, what is this f is called? Very good. What is this xy called? Formal parameter. What is this x plus y is called? Function processing logic. Also called business logic. Any problem is given, that problem related logic will be written inside the function definition only. Understand? Moreover, to define any function, we will use which keyword here? DEF. Tell me, see, from mathematics, 8th class, 9th class level, I am taking to Python. To define any function, first what keyword is required? DEF. Second, what is required? Function name. Third, what is required? Formal parameter. Fourth, what do you require? Function processing logic, also called as a business logic. Logic for a given problem. Are you following me? Come on, what is the keyword required? D. Next, what is required? Next, what is required? Next, what is required? Function processing logic. So to define any function in my industry, what are the keywords? What are the parts required? Tell me. Now I'm going to syntax for defining the function in Python. Syntax for defining the function in where? Python. Number one, why I am defining functions in Python? To develop the application time to take less time. Number two, takes the less memory space. Number three, for fast execution. Next, to improve the performance, to reduce the redundancy of the coding. I'm going to use what? Functions. Functions contains how many parts? Two. Function definition, function call. Which is the most important in these two? Function definition is important. What is the keyword used for defining the function? DEF. Next, I will write it what? Function name. Function name is after all one variable. Every variable in Python is what? Object. Behind object, who is there? Class. The class of function name is called function only. The class of function name is called function only. I'll show you that. Open the bracket. I'm writing here list of formal params, if any. If any, don't worry about if any. D of like this. Here, already mathematics. D of mathematics. Which is the keyword I'm using to define the function D. What is F? Function name. What is XY? Formal parameters. What is X plus Y? Function processing logic. Here same. D of function name, list of formal params. I'm writing indentation symbol. Indentation symbol. Every indentation symbol followed by what? Indentation block. Now I am writing here statement 1, statement 2, Statement 2. Statement 2. Say, go on writing here n number of statement. Statement n. I am writing statement 1, statement 2, so on, statement n. Are you able to follow, students? What these are all called? Block of statements providing what? Business logic. It is also known as function processing logic. Are you able to follow? Right. See, students, careful. So first part is what? DEF. DEF is completed. Keyword for defining the function. Next, function name and a list of formal parameters, and then indentation block of statement. Function processing logic or business logic we can call. Okay, these are the main things, students. If we want to define sum of two numbers, after that some more things are there to talk. Example, I will talk. Example, here you try to follow how simple it is. Carry the mathematics example. This example I will carry. This example I will carry. Tell me, computer science, what is this now? F of x comma y. What is this now? I will write it. Sum of sum OP of, what is the answer? What is the value passing? 4 comma 5. What is this is known as? What is this is known as? Function call. Every function call need what? Function definition. How do you define the function? DEF. Tell me. DEF. What is the function name? Sum OP. How many values you are sending to me? 2. What I will do? X comma y. If it is a C language, I will write what? Some data type I will write. Function name I will write. Int X, int Y I will write. Because it's a dynamic programming, you need not write any data type. X and Y. What is this X and Y are called? Formal parameters. చెప్పాను కదా already. Formal parameters. What is the DEF? Keyword. Used to define the programmer defined function. What is the sum OP? Is a function name. Every function name is called after all one variable name. Every variable name is treated as what? Object. Every object behind who is there? Class. What is the class of that name? Class function. Very, very, very important. Function. What is the function? Is a class of which name? Function name. Every function name is a variable. Every variable in Python is an object. Behind object there is a class. What is the class name? Function. Very important. Actually, it is a, in our class it's a very easy, because from beginning onwards we are saying that everything is called object in Python. Behind object who is there? Class is there. I think you are following me. Okay, done. Now I'm going to write it, students. Now I'm going to write it. Some statements I may be writing it, because once you know our notes daily reading and coming, nothing, nobody will stop you. There I'm writing, dear students, z is equal to x plus y. Z is equal to x plus y. These lines are called, these lines are called function body. Spell out function body. Function body. This one, function body. In the body only I will write what? Function processing logic. In the function body, I wrote z variable. Extra I wrote z variable. This z variable is holding the result of my x plus y in the body. That is known as what? Local variable we can call. Spell out. Local variable or local parameter also we can call. Any variable used in the function body which is used to store the result of my function processing logic. Are you getting my point? What is this line is called? What is this line is called? This line, only this line, indentation before. This is called a function heading, students. Function heading combined together is called what? Function definition. Function definition. Are you following me? Function definition is equal to function heading plus function body. Function body. Are you following me? Function definition is equal to what? Function heading plus function body. What is this line is called? Once again, what is this line is called? Function heading. What is this line is called? Function body. In the body, if I use any special variable which is known as what? What is the use of local variable to store the temporary result? What is this x and y are called? Variables used in where? Function heading. Used to store my inputs coming from function call. So first question comes in interview point of view. What is the use of formal parameters? What are the formal parameters here? First you tell me. Here x and y are called what? Here x comma y are called what? Man, formal parameters. Formal params. What is this z is called? Here z is called what? Hmm. Local variable. Local variable. Local variables are used in where? Body. Formal parameters used in where? Heading. Combined together is called what? Function definition. Your head, your body. Completely is called what? Human being. Are you following me? So function definition contains how many parts? Two. Head plus body. In the body, whatever variables you use, they are called local. Whatever the variables used in heading, they are called formal. Why formals are used for? To store the input coming from function call. Why local is used for? To store my temporary results. That value only I am returning to the function call. Okay now. So are you able to follow me? Right. Students, this is called something. Something is coming, some comment. So, okay. Naresh is saying something that I will try to show here. Naresh is expressing something. I'll show you here. So personally, I found FOUND. I hope so. Not, personally, I found personally. Okay, I think personally I am fond of programming. Earlier, I felt too difficult, too difficult, but now I am able to understand and feel more comfort. This is called a comfort in coding. Okay, thanks a lot, sir. Okay, thank you, my dear student. Okay, please go on, continue the same. Right, good. Keep it up. Let us coming to the point back. Are you able to follow now? What is XY? What is Z? Why local variables are used? To store the results of function processing. What is X plus Y? Formal parameter. Used in heading for storing what? Inputs. Students, now I'm going to introduce inside of this function. If you are a good programmer, you will write some comment, my dear students. Triple double quotes. This function this function is used for is used for used for adding of two numbers, triple double quotes end. This is known as what? Documentation string. And about your function, you are telling to the any other programmer is coming and working on this. You are telling the specification of this function, what this function is doing. You are just telling. This is known as what doc string, we can call it doc string. So what is the syntax here? Here I am writing triple double quotes. What you are mentioning? Doc string. Doc string is known as what? Documentation string, which is the expressing the functionality of my code. What is this function is doing? You are just writing a comment. Writing the doc string is called optional. I may write it, I may not write. Are you able to follow? So what are the things you are understanding the definition? Number one, what is the DEF you understood? What is the function name you understood? What are the formal parameters you understood? Number four is called what? Hmm. Doc string. Doc string is nothing but what? Documentation string, which is called expressing the functionality of my function. And what is step number one, step number two, step number five are called indentation block of statement, function processing logic. Inside the body, we are using some special variable called a local variable to hold the result. Seventh point I'm telling students, the formal parameters and the local variable you are using that are supposed to be accessed inside the body only. You cannot access into some other part of the program. I mean, This is called XYZ. Here I am writing DEF sub OP of A comma B. Inside of that, you cannot print X comma Y comma Z. X comma Y comma Z gives what error? Gives gives what error? Name error. X, Y, Z are called what? Formal parameters and local variable of which function? Sum OP. You cannot access into where? Other part of the function you cannot use it. That is called what? Scope of the variable we can call scope. What do you mean by scope? Up to what extent I can access the value, up to where I cannot access the value. That is called a scope of the variable. I think you are following me. So any function you want to define it, you must follow these guidelines. So 7 points I said you, those 7 points are important. Once again, number one DEF, number two function name, number three formal parameters, number four doc string, number five function processing logic, number six local variable, number seven formal parameters and local variable scope. You can access inside only, you cannot access in other part of the program. This is comes under what? Syntax for defining the function. Did you understand? What is the purpose of why I defined the function here? For providing the reusability and to perform the operation. For getting how many advantages? Five advantages. Time development should be less, space must be less, execution time must be less, and the redundancy of the code should be reduced, and then performance to be improved. For that purpose, I am going for what? Function. Able to understand? So every operation to be performed by what? Functions only. You take an example of what? ATM project, you take it. ATM project. Now I am telling syntax for defining the function now. Syntax for defining the function over. Now I am telling the definition of function. Purpose of function is what? Performs operation and provides code reusability. Now I am telling about what? How to define the function. Function definition is different from function purpose. Function definition. This is an ATM project. ATM project. ATM project is a big project. ATM project is a big project. A big problem. Tell me, what should I do in that? Number one operation, deposit. Deposit. What is a deposit? When you click on the deposit, what will happen? It will perform deposit code will execute or not. So deposit is called what in my programmer point of view? It is one function. Withdraw is called what? It will perform its own operation. Inside some piece of code is written. In my point of view, what is withdraw? Is a function. Balance inquiry is called what again? Is called a function. It will perform what? Certain operation again. Are you getting my point? Next is called mini statement. Is also one operation. It will display the mini statement what transactions you have done. And the next is called pin generate. Pin generate is called what? It will perform some operation. It will give one random number for you. Pin change will take what? It will execute some more operation. Enter your old pin number, enter your new pin number, confirm your new pin number. Are you following me? These are all called what? ATM project is the main project. Inside the main project, these are the sub parts. These are called sub parts. Any type of main project, if you take it, totally sub parts will be present in terms of functions only. That's why a function is always defined as what? Subprogram of main program is called a function. Spell out. Subprogram of main program is called a function. Suppose you take it human being. Human being is called one main. It's a big project. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your tongue, your heart will do separate operations or not. They are all called what? Subparts of our body. Subparts of our body will do what? Separate tasks are performing or not. So our organs in the body are called what? Subprograms. Our total body is called what? Main project. In the main project, there are sub projects will be there. The sub projects are called functions. So what is the function definition? Subprogram of main program is called a function, or a part of main program is called function. Very important. Spell out once. Subprogram of main program is called a function, or a part of main program is also called a function. I hope I am clear. Right, students, and you understood totally about this now. Online students, am I clear about my topic? Am I clear about my topic? I'll go to my place here and I'll show you one small explanation here. Students, instead of typing that entire thing, I'll say here types of applications, types of languages. Observe it quickly here, types of languages. Unstructured and then what? Structured. On unstructured programming languages does not contain functions. These are the drawbacks. Structured programming languages contains functions whose related applications get the following advantages. This is a development time is less, memory space is less, execution time less, performance is enhanced, redundancy of the code is minimized. And these are the examples of what? Structured. In the present world, all the languages are containing what? Functions. Any language contains function that is known as what? Structured. Old languages doesn't contain what? Functions. So functions added and they renamed as what? Conceptor. Structured programming languages. Able to get it? Well, go to the next one. I'm going to talk about functions in Python. Come on, read out. The purpose of functions is not to perform certain operation or task and provides code reusability. What do you mean by code reusability? Somebody already developed it. You are reusing it without writing your own code, without keeping your efforts on that. That is known as what? Code reusability. Advantages of functions, same advantages, very very important. Definition of function: subprogram of main program is called function, or a part of main program is called function. They will ask you what is the function. You have to tell, sir, shall I tell you the definition of function? Shall I tell you the advantages of function? Shall I tell you the purpose of function? What is the function? You have to tell purpose, advantages, definition. What is the function? There is no meaning actually. Purpose or definition or advantages or. You're asking clarity. If I go to an interview, I will tell the function itself is a class name, I will say. Why function name itself is a class name? Function name is called one variable name or not? Variable name is called what? Object. Object will have what? Class name. What is the class name? Function. Sir, can you show that? Yes, I want to show you that. Are you following me? Parts of the function. Come on, fast. At the time of memory At the time of developing function definition in real time, we must ensure that there must exist two parts. They are function definition, function call. Every function definition exists only once. Every function must, every function call must contains a function definition. Otherwise, we get name error. Be careful. Function definition will execute when we call by using function calls. I said already. F of xy, f of 4 comma 5, etc. G of 4 comma 5. Name error, you got it. H of x comma y comma z, x plus y. It won't execute because there is no function call. You have to follow. Function definition will execute when we call by using function call. Without calling function, without calling the function by using function calls, PVM will not execute function definition. Are you following? When I call it, you will look at me. When I don't call it, why you look at me, correct or not? Like that. Phases in functions. Tell me. At the time of defining functions, programmer must ensure that there must exist the following phases. First phase. Every function must take input that I already said to you. Every function must process the input. Every function must give output or result. Are you able to understand? These are called phases in that. Now I will go to the syntax for defining the function. Syntax for defining the function. Very, very important because I written into the some beautiful colorful page here. So look at the syntax. Syntax for defining the function. Syntax for defining the function, students. Carefully watch it. Syntax for defining. Def function name, list of formal parameters if any. This box is known as what, ma? This box is known as what? Function heading. Followed by this box, you see this box. This box is known as what? So function definition is equal to what? Function heading plus function body. Start. Here, first one I am talking about DEF is a keyword which is used for defining programmer defined function. Second one I am talking about what? Function name represents what? Variable name. Treated as what? Function name. And every function name is an object of type class function. Next word again, list of formal parameters. List of formal parameters represents list of variable names used for used in function heading, and they are used for storing or holding the inputs coming from where? Function call. Next, doc string. Doc string represents documentation string used for giving or writing description about the functionality of the function. Next, statement 1, statement 2, statement n represents what? Indentation block of statements, and it process the input or logic or problem solving, or known as what? Business logic or function processing logic. Next, sixth point I'm writing, in the function body, we use some special variables called what? Local variables, whose purpose is to store temporary results. The values of formal parameters, local variables, can be accessed only inside the corresponding function definition, but not possible to access in other part of the program or even in other function definition, which is known as what? Scope of formal parameters and local variables. These are most important concept. Most important concept this is, because every day when I'm writing the coding, this part you must know about it. Are you able to follow? Right. Some student, Suman Kumar is asking one more thing. What is that point I will take up here? Suman Kumar is taking that point. What is this doubt I will take up here? So here Suman Kumar doubt. So here he is asking, sir, how memory allocation is working during function call? What is the meaning of this memory allocation for function call? Suppose at the same time multiple hits has done for same function with a different input. Multiple hits, how can you do it here? Here. Multiple hits, how do you do it? So multiple hits in the sense in the same program, the program will execute all at once or one by one? Suman Kumar, you need to tell how it is going to be done all at once. All at once concept will be coming when you go to what? Take a IRCTC project, IRCTC project or Abibus. When you are going to make a reservation, that time that will be coming. That time I am going to explain threading concept. Threading concept I am going to take it. If we go to this place, threads concept, if we look at here, I am going to take up synchronization examples here. Synchronization examples I am going to talk about it. I am going to create a lock object, locking concept I am going to create. Locking concept I am going to create. That locking, acquiring the lock, releasing the lock. So multiple hits at the same time in the functions is not the case. I think Suman Kumar understood. I hope so. So I hope you understood this. So is it clear, students? This entire thing is clear. These points. This is called today's concept I did with syntax for defining the function, syntax for defining the function. And tomorrow class when I come back, I will go for programming. I will introduce. Today, purpose of functions, types of languages, advantages, parts, phases, syntax for defining the function. This I will go for tomorrow, 15th line, number of approaches to define the functions I will explain. So because concept coverage is the first day, next day entire thing is called what? Programming will be continued. Right? Don't miss the topic tomorrow class. So Suman Kumar, okay, ma, thank you. So you have given an example of 100 students. There is possibility of more than 2 students access at a same time. That's what, my dear student. You are in the no problem when you are accessing same thing. I shown you now. I shown you now acquire and locking concept is there. There you can go like that. If at all, I will explain threading because this is called as plain functions. We are going to talk about it. Okay. So this concept I will go for giving you students. I'll upload it at 1 o'clock. I will upload this concept, or now only I will upload it. No issue. So tomorrow don't miss it. Programming will be starting. Okay. Today 11 o'clock. New batch is starting. Any friends are there? You can inform. Thank you. Don't miss tomorrow class. All the best, students. Any students who are having the doubt, you hold on. I'll clarify your doubt.